This is Larry, everyone. Say hi, Larry. Larry is a part of DFG. He's under, I believe, under Lindsay and Tony, right?
Yes.
So he's under Lindsay and Tony Stay. He's been coaching for 16 months. He's a diamond coach. He's a Success Club All-Star, and he has 6 more, 18 months. I'm sorry. He's been coaching 8 months. And he's a Success Club All-Star and has 6 more to go to hit Legend, which he will because he's awesome. And tonight I met Larry on the cruise with him and his wife. They were awesome. They were so much fun. We had a blast. But I wanted him to talk to us because he is such a inspiring coach. He's just incredible, and I can't wait for y'all to learn from him. Tonight he's going to be talking about treating your business like a business, because we all know that is one important topic that we all need to hear. So I'm going to mute myself and let Larry take it away. If y'all have any questions throughout the call, just y'all know the drill. Just comment in the little chat box, and at the end of the call, we'll open it up to any questions that everyone has. Sounds good?
Sounds great. Well, first of all, thanks for everyone to come here tonight. I know everyone's super busy, so I'll try to be concise and quick as possible. I got to warn everyone, actually I'm pretty subdued tonight because this is day 1 of my 3-day refresh. And this is my first time ever doing the 3-day refresh, so my energy levels are kind of a little bit lower, but that's good. I'm going to be like more low-key tonight, and I'll try to use no profanity as well. So every once in a while that might slip out because we call it passionate potty mouth, so it's nothing bad, it's just passion coming through in other ways. But once again, thanks for letting me talk tonight. It's humbling and it's honoring to have Jesse ask me to come speak with everyone. I get a big thrill out of it, and it's really good for myself as well because it helps me remind myself that I need to practice what I preach. So all the things that I talk about in these type of talks, it just reiterates what I need to do as well. So I get a lot out of these calls as well. And thanks again for Jessie. I've watched her kind of grow in this business. It's like I don't know. It's kind of interesting because you don't know who you kind of see throughout the process. And being in DFG, it's amazing to watch her transition go from coach to full-time coach to just really taking the bull by the horns and running with it. So it's very commendable for you to do that. Out of curiosity, all the ladies here, I guess, right? Because we're all ladies here right now. Out of all the ladies here, how many people are full-time coaches like Jesse? We got Brittany. Basically, just a couple of them, right? I myself am not a full-time coach either. I have a construction business, a general contractor that I own, and I've been doing it for quite some time now. So the ones that are doing a full-time job and a Beachbody coach, it's very commendable because you're probably like, oh, Siri turned on. That's weird. I guess I must have said the key word. It's very commendable that you guys are here because this is a extremely tough business. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not something that you're just going to post a couple of pictures of Shakeology and a 21-day fix program and people are going to come bust down your door and try to get in. It's basically yourself telling your story, putting yourself out there, and being the brand because people associate with people. Dog's going nuts. Sorry, excuse me. But I'll close the door real quick. We have an attack lab, so don't try to break in. I lost my train of thoughts. Where was I talking about? Commendable because you have a part-time job. It's branding yourself, being yourself because people want to associate with yourself. And that's what you have to do is you are the business. And it's basically a roller coaster ride of emotions. You go from super high to like super low. You get the same people like, oh, I can't wait to sign up, and then they disappear, and then what happened? And then you chase them around a bit, and it's like a constant struggle. So just stick with it, continue to grow with it, and it'll all pay off. So a couple of notes that I wrote before this evening's is I have a couple of steadfast rules that I tell the people on my team. And number one is pretty Beachbody essential and basic, is put others first. When you put others first above your needs, everything that you need will come back to you. So as you continue, and people understand that, people feel that, they understand it. They can tell when you're trying to sell. Everyone knows, no one likes to be sold to. They want to be understood. They want you to understand what they're going through and try how you can help them. So when you figure out how you can help someone, that's when everything will come full circle back to us as coaches, because that's kind of the deal. You know, your passion and your need to help others will just gravitate people towards you. So that's number one. And number two is one that I kind of learned on this Beachbody journey, is comparison is the thief of joy. I'm sure probably many of you guys have heard that before, and it's kind of hard to explain until you start to feel it. But then when you start to look at it, you understand it. Like, I can look at Jessie and be like, man, I can't believe she's, got this much success already. What am I doing? What am I doing wrong? Am I doing something incorrect? It's hard not to compare yourself to someone else, even if it's a workout program. The guys do that all the time. Like, why is that guy getting so much better gains than I'm getting? What am I doing incorrectly? It's just, that's part of the process as well. Different people experience different success levels at different times. It's just life. So, but when you start to compare anything in life, why does that person have this? Why does that person have that? Well, how come they have a better car, a bigger house, or whatever the case may be? It will rob the joy of the success that you're having. So I just like to tell those things to reiterate in case, you kind of struggle with that sometimes. So I think I put the cart before the horse here a little bit. So I got a little excited with I snuck an energy drink. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to do that on the 3-day refresh, but don't tell my wife because she doesn't know either. I put a little Energize in there. So I started this. I started with Beachbody probably 3 or 4 years ago with the program. I saw an infomercial on P90X and tried to wake up my wife. It was halfway done. She was still sleeping. Grabbed a cup of coffee. Looked for it again on another channel. Found it. Watched the whole thing with Tony Horton. Was like, that dude's the man. I'm going to do it. I'm changing. I'm quitting the gym. I'm going to do it. Long story short, we did it for 2 years. I had to convince her to buy Shakeology because I got the same information. I'm like, it's beneficial. It's a cost savings. It's healthy food. I mean, look at what we're doing now. So we did that for 2 years. Day one, P90X2 came out. Bam, bought it. Could not wait. I mean, couldn't get here fast enough. One day, I'm playing baseball in St. Pete. I'm in a tournament with Tony Stay, and I never met him before. He took off his jersey. He had a Beachbody logo shirt on. And I said, hey, are you a coach? Jokingly. I didn't even know what a coaches did or what they were. He said, yeah, my wife and I are full-time Beachbody coaches. And I kind of sat back and said, full-time? Like, that's what you do for a job? Like, I don't understand. He goes, yeah, we're full-time Beachbody coaches. And then I proceeded to tell him, hey, this is what I do, this is what I do, this is what I do. And he's like, you've been doing that for 2 years and you're not a coach? He goes, well, let's talk before the game tomorrow. And after that, we sat down, we talked. Of course, if you guys know Tony and Lindsay at all, they're just fantastic people. And I was in, because basically I wanted to help people. And that was my passion. Being in construction and having my own company, trying to be humble and not be conceited, but the money wasn't a factor. I didn't do this for money. I didn't start in this business for money. I did this business because I wanted to have other people experience the same type of life-changing health that I had. And I kind of knew I wanted to always do this as a business, as a full-time job. But I kind of started as a hobby coach. not knowing what to expect, not knowing if anyone would listen to me, not knowing anything. So I just jumped in head first. And long story short, I want to make it my permanent career. I want to do. I love doing this. I get more enjoyment out of someone buying a challenge pack from me out of the blue, out of nowhere, than I do building a 5,000 square foot home and selling it to someone. And that's how I know I want to be a coach. So back to my topics of conversation. Treat your business like it's a true business. Being an entrepreneur, it pretty much comes easy to me, because if you don't treat this business like a serious business, you will get distracted. You will put things off. You will be deterred. But you've got to think about it every day. Like, how can I improve my business? What am I doing to help this business grow? What can I do to help others, my other coaches? If you have coaches as well, how can I help them improve their business? What can I do to do? So you must lead them by example. You've got to, we call it rooftop leadership. You've got to keep climbing up to the roof to show them the way, and they'll follow by your example. But you've got to do the same things, because I would never ask anything of my coaches that I wouldn't do. And the 4 vital behaviors are very vital in this business. They're tremendous. So if you're preaching the vital behaviors, you got to do it. And it's the thing that I struggle with the most, is the inviting, the personal inviting, because to me that's the most invasive kind of thing to do. But I look at it like this: if we just spoke about Alexa tonight, I think that was the greatest thing ever. I would tell all my friends. I made a post about it. I was like, Chris, this is the best thing ever. You got to check out this Alexa. Blah, blah. If you take that same mentality, because you know the products of Beachbody work, you know coaching is tremendous. So if you can take that same mindset every single day and go, hey, this is the best thing ever, and I can't believe you guys aren't doing this, and their passion and your energy level, people are going to gravitate toward that. But a lot of times we forget about it. We kind of get scared in our shells. We kind of want to sit back in the shadows of society and be like, oh, I hope people like this. I hope they're okay with this. But no, if you show it and you just put it out there and then show your enthusiasm, people are going to gravitate towards you. That's the one thing I think that Catherine, my wife, and I were fortunate about, is before I knew anything, I was just excited about the program. 21-day fix, P90X, P90X3, all this. I mean, it was just Shakeology. I think people just kind of gravitated and they go, hey, something that guy's doing is something's making that guy really happy or making him really, really enthusiastic. So, at first they thought I was crazy. Then they thought, what is he doing? Then they said, hey, I want to know what you're doing. And then that's how it kind of progressed. So if you treat this, I'm digressing a little bit, but if you treat it as a business, you're going to be more successful, and you've got to be fearless. That's the thing that I wrote here too, that I've got to preach to myself as well. And even being an entrepreneur and having success, you've got to be you can't be afraid to fail, period. Because we're all going to fail. I failed many times in other businesses, in Beachbody tremendously, but we all learn from our failures and then we go on. So if you're fearless and you keep going, you will have success, and put others first. 2, this is a big one here because we're kind of doing it now, but I am a big proponent of, and I see a lot of it as I've gone along, and I'm a victim of it as well, is we talk a lot and we plan a lot. A lot of planning, a lot of talking. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to create this group. I'm going to do this document, and this is going to be the next best thing. I'm going to get all these people going to be interested. But the problem is, I would do too much stuff besides doing what I needed to do, of actually doing the work, meaning doing the invites. I was going to do all this and get ready because I'm going to do these 2 posts here, and it's going to lead into the invite. I've now lived by the rule. And I was worried about doing perfection posts, but done is always better than perfection. I know we've talked about this in other groups, but my wife would get paralyzed by that, and I would just like, Catherine, let's think about it. Do it quick, jot it down, hit it, do it. It's done is always better than perfection, because we sit there and we second guess ourselves. Well, what if they don't? This doesn't sound right. This word's not spelled right. You know what? That's actually better when it happens that way, because people understand that you're a human being. Yeah, I mean, you're not interviewing for an English, teaching job, which is fine. We're Beachbody coaches, so we're all intelligent and smart. And even with spell check, sometimes the words or the wrong word goes in when you're trying to type another word. If you don't look at it real quick, or you don't have time to, read everything back. So that is a huge thing. Done is always, 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 always better than perfect. But if you can get it perfect too, hey, kudos to you. And another thing, always keep trying some new ideas. Don't be afraid to do different stuff. Like when Jesse first introduced us to the social media training group, is that the name of it? I was like, man, that's super, super interesting. It's nothing like anything I've done. I didn't even know about the back world of Facebook and sponsored ads and everything else. And I'm so glad I did it. I failed twice, actually, trying to complete the course. But the third time's a charm. So I was afraid. I was actually talking about this now. I was afraid to do a sponsored ad because the video wasn't right, or the pixels weren't correct, or the wording was, whatever. So I said, after the third time, I'm like, forget it. I'm doing it. And I did a bunch of different videos in the first sponsored ad that I did. And it was pretty cool because I got to see which ones people gravitated towards and which ones people liked. So, but I did it. And it was like my confidence went from here to like way up here. I'm like, oh, I can do this now. And I started telling everybody, oh, you don't do sponsored ad chat? It's crazy. He's got to do the course with Jesse Redigan and da-da-da-da-da. And so my point being is try new things. If they fail, throw it out the door, throw it out the window, go on to something next. A couple things that I was thinking about giving you guys idea on, besides the social networking one, that was great. If any of you guys are thinking about doing that, I know it's a little bit costly initially, but it's definitely worth the investment if you see it through. So if you're thinking about doing that, I'm sure Jesse has talked to you ladies many a times about it, but I'm a huge proponent of it. I tell all my guys to do it as well. 2, I use what I call, and I heard Amy Silverman talk about this when we were on the cruise. She calls it the 3-foot rule. And I'm a big, huge proponent of it. And Amy Silverman's a top 10 coach for anyone that doesn't know. They were just into Bora Bora, Tahiti. I've actually been there. It's pretty amazing. So it was a pretty cool trip to be on. So hopefully some of us in here can get on that trip one day, or maybe somewhere better. Maybe it's Australia or something. But her rule is a 3-foot rule, and it's a great rule. And I try to adhere to it because it's the thing about it's about getting uncomfortable. Getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. We all know that saying. A short little success story that I had is like I would go into the bank to get something notarized. So the teller or the woman that was there doing the notarizing, she had like a granola bar and some other little lunch thing on her desk. And I said, oh, hey, granola bar, trying to eat healthy. She goes, oh, yeah, I'm trying to get in shape for this wedding I have in a month. I'm like, oh, your wedding? She goes, no, I'm a bridesmaid. I'm like, oh, wow, that's great. I'm like, man, so you try, what are you doing? She's like, well, I'm just trying to eat correctly and do the right things, paraphrasing. So I'm like, oh, that's great. You know what? I'm actually a Beachbody coach, and you might be interested in some of the stuff that we have to offer. I don't have time to talk about it now, but I'll swing back in here. I'll bring you a sample of Shakeology. See what you think about it. So that was great. And all I did was I kind of just picked up on a little bit of thing that was in front of me, and it just kind of started a conversation. But it doesn't have to be that quick, but you should be kind of prepared and ready to have those type of conversations because they happen around you all the time. When I'm in an airport or I'm in a restaurant, I don't know, my brain starts thinking. I don't know if it's just because the insatiable passion about building this business, but I'm like, the waiter, the waitress, they seem like kind of a go-getter, you know, so I try to start a conversation, you know, that way. I try to bring up stuff organically. But, you know, just realize, because I hear people talk all the time, like, you know, my Facebook market's cold. I don't have any way of getting other people in my network. And I'm like, there's people, they're everywhere. You know, they're like animals. They're everywhere. You know, go to the mall, go anywhere, and just kind of you have to be social though. You got to break out of that shell. And I'm not saying run up to them, you know, and go, hey, heard about 21 Day Fix? Let's go. You got to do this. You know, just befriend them, because that's all people want. They don't want to be sold. They want to be befriended. You know, and once you create that relationship, you friend someone, they'll do the research on you more than likely. We've all done it. How many times does someone send a friend request to you and you go, let me check them out first, of course, right? We all do. What are they about? Oh, cool. These people are about having a good time. They're into fitness, whatever. Oh, I could be cool with that. Bam, they're in your news feed. They're getting information. It's one of those themes. So you create a bigger market that way. Another one is the free leads that we get from being an Emerald coach. And if you're not an Emerald coach, I don't know how many coaches or what status in here, but those free leads that we receive, does everyone here send the welcome email to them or have something generated that you contact them immediately, or at least within the first week or so, because you just never know what can happen. I've been fortunate enough to where I do that all the time, and it's like failing, because it's like being a hitter in a baseball game. Like, you could send 10 emails, and if 3 of them answer you, I think you've done extremely well. But you just never know. You could send 10 and all 10 could answer you. You know, I got sent the same kind of emails when I was a customer for 2 years. I totally ignored them because I didn't quite understand. Maybe that coach didn't do a good job of kind of reaching out to me. I don't know. That's a longer story anyways. But definitely try to use those leads to your advantage. I was actually fortunate enough, I had a bet with Tony Stay, like if we could get the first person to get a free lead to convert them from customer to coach. He was very nice, but he had already done it before too. So he kind of just put it out there, but I did it, and I was like, yahoo, I won dinner. And then he told me, yeah, I've already done that before. But anyways, that was pretty cool when that happened, because it was just like a revelation. Also, the 30-day free trial group, the free Beachbody on Demand. I'm just now trying to explore creating a group on Facebook to kind of gravitate people toward that. I'm also composing a welcome email letter with a banner and kind of some steps along the way that will introduce them to the Beachbody on Demand. Because my idea is to create more eyeballs on what we do. So that's another thing that we're just now trying to develop and incorporate into that, because it's a free tool. I mean, Beachbody gives us all these things to use, but I don't think a lot of times we know how to use the tool, or we kind of get lost in how to use these tools. So that might be something that you guys in your group might want to explore, is trying to create a separate group. And then that way, even if you just have someone's email, you can send them the email with the information, with the link to click on to the Beachbody on Demand, free on demand, with your obviously coach information on there, and then they sign up, and you'll have an automatic customer, and then it's up to you to decide or figure out if or they will decide whether they like Beachbody or not. So it gives them that opportunity to try it out. The last thing I want to talk about is I try not to accept excuses for myself. I don't accept excuses for myself, excuse me. And I don't accept excuses, in extreme cases, health reasons, things like that, from my coaches and my customers too when they're doing programs. Because, we all will falter and we all will fail. But, there's times when I was like the nice guy for like a long time in the beginning. So, and I kind of made a decision at some time. I went to it was a men's Beachbody meeting out in Dallas, Texas with 500 of us male coaches. It was all men. And we had some cool key speakers. There was a guy named Gary Vaynerchuk. That's a big social guru guy. And he's very brash. He's very vocal. And but that was one of his things. He's like, it's just, if people give you excuses, it's just a bunch of bullshit. It really is. They don't have time. Sure. You know what? You're right. We don't have time. But we're sitting here at 9:30 or 9:30 Eastern on this phone call. And right now we're talking about it. Do you have an hour? Do you have 30 minutes throughout the day to do a power hour? Send out invitations. Do what you need to do. Things of that nature. Develop your business. Think about your business. I know, especially if you have a full-time job, it's tough. You have kids, it's tough. You know what? It's all tough. But at the end of the day, you're building your dream. You're building your business to achieve those goals. And you've got to get through a little bit of pain to get to the end of the road. That's just how it is. I mean, I know plenty of people that have survived on like 3 hours of sleep. I don't recommend it, but you know what? Building businesses, those super successful people that you've seen that come from nothing, they had to do that. They had to struggle with that stuff. And I have to remind myself of that too. There's plenty of times where I'm like, you know what? I really like to go to bed right now and watch Big Brother with my wife right now. But I'm like, you know what? I've got to come up to the office. I got to get this stuff done because I'm liable for my business. We are all liable for our business. And it's so easy because there's no one going, hey, Brittany, did you get your stuff done today? Did you get it? Did you get all your invites done? Those 10 invites? Did you? Your only boss is yourself. So it's easy to, I'll double up tomorrow. How many times have you said that? I'll just double up tomorrow. Just like a workout. I'll just double up tomorrow. Same thing. I'll just do 2 workouts. And it's very rare. It's very rare that happens. So I don't accept excuses. When I first sign up a coach, I usually ask them the questions like, hey, when you start to falter or you start to fall behind, how do you want me to be? Do you want me to be the nice guy? Like a parent? Or do you want me to be like a coach to kind of jerk your chain and put you back in line? And they all say, I want you to jerk me back in line. So that's what I do in a nice way. But you know what I mean? It's just a stern way. Like, hey, remember we talked about this? Have you done this? Have you done that? Have you done this? No, I haven't. Okay. Well, guess what? Now it's time. You make your list, do what you need to do, and get it done. So other than that, I leave everything like this. If you're not building your dreams, you are busy building someone else's dream right now. That's exactly what's happening. So that's all I got. 30 minutes. I was in the 30 minutes. I didn't know it was going to be this long. I'm so sorry. I got a little bit, my energy started to kick in.
They're great. I have a question.
Sure.
Can you explain a little bit more about the 3-foot rule? Because I've never heard about that.
Oh, yeah.
I know about that, but I don't. Does that mean that you just make sure you're within 3 feet of someone?
First of all, you check your breath. The 3-foot rule. Were you in there? Were you in the thing where they had the top 10 coaches?
Brittany was. I wasn't.
Oh, okay. You remember when you know Amy Silverman, right? With all the tattoos and stuff, with her story from being from Oregon. Her 3-foot rule is simple. It's basically if you're within 3 feet of her and that's my rule now, of myself, I'm gonna try to start up a conversation. I'm gonna be friendly, because that's everyone that you potentially meet and talk to is a potential friend, and then a potential Beachbody customer, and then a potential coach. Especially if you see someone at a job that they're working at. If you're going to them, you go to the cell phone store when you go to buy your new phone. Why do you need such a phone so bad? I need this phone so bad. I'm a Beachbody coach. I got to do these posts and all this stuff. You never know. What's a Beachbody coach? What is that? I never heard of that. What kind of business is that? Blah, 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 blah. So those are the things that you can just kind of throw out along the way. And then if they come within your radius, I'm not saying you have to grab them by the throat and bring them over, but just.
I like that a lot. heard that. I thought I watched that panel, and apparently I didn't because I don't remember that.
It was a ton of information, and I really like her story, and I really liked where she's come from. So I really was paying attention.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with her.
I watched at Summit. Are you going to her talk at Summit on whatever track it is?
I think I am. I think I do have her. Her and Bonnie Engel are together on my.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, we're going to that.
Yeah.
By the way, who's all going to Summit? Oh,
Yeah.
nice. A lot of people are going to Summit.
A lot of us are going. We're super pumped about it.
Super cool.
Does anyone have questions for Larry? Anyone want to say anything or ask questions?
I want to say one thing real quick. It's not really a question. It's just kind of a comment. Larry, I didn't really meet you, kind of. I was at, excuse me, I live in Clearwater. So I was at the Diamond Retreat. Remember we had the beach day or whatever?
Yep.
And I remember you and your wife talking to Lindsay and talking about genealogy and how things were placed where. And I was doing that with me. I was like, oh my gosh, I know him.
No, I remember that day. I remember that day very well because I was still baffled by
yeah.
You guys have just got done and everyone's along the beach. And I'm like, we came here. I'm like, I have all these specific questions, right? I'm like, you know how it is with Lindsay too. It's like everyone's like
surrounding her.
Yeah, she's like a movie star, right? So I'm like, all right, how am I gonna ask this? Oh, I mean, that sounds like a dumb question, but I don't understand these legs and how does this work? So she started drawing it on the sand.
I remember seeing that.
She's drawing on the sand. She's like, you get it? And I was like, no. And I'll never forget. She's like, don't worry, you'll get it.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out. And I was like, okay. So then we had a whole ride back to Orlando to figure it out. But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Do you live down here in Clearwater?
Yeah, I live in Orlando.
Oh, in Orlando. Okay.
Yeah. Do you live in Clearwater as well, or
I
no?
live in Clearwater, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I just wanted to say that because I always remember that.
Yeah, that was fun. Because I didn't know anybody back then. I mean, I think we were just a couple months into it, I think.
Sorry.
Well,
Kid.
I have a question.
Brittany has a question.
Sorry. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
So the 30-day free trial,
Mhm.
before I've done groups before. I mean, I know we're on the whole free group kick, but honestly, my free groups, they really they suck, even if I put a ton of effort into it. So, and I've done a 30-day free trial group before. Is there anything in specific that you do or you would suggest doing? Do you do a 30-day free trial group, or are you just kind of getting into the whole 30-day free trial thing?
I've never done one of those clean eating free, nutritional group that seems like some people really have success with. This is the first time we're kind of getting into this. So you did one of those 30-day free Beachbody on Demand trial groups before? Yeah.
Yeah, I did it a while back, and I even made an entire calendar of 30 minutes and under. I basically kind of followed the 21-day fix type of workouts where it's where there would be a cardio on Monday, or say it's plyo on Monday and then yoga on Sunday. Well, then I take from Beachbody on Demand, find a yoga, put it in there for Sunday, and then do a cardio from Beachbody on Demand, from all different programs. So people got a feel of every different, all the different programs. But I didn't know if you did a free group or not. I'm sorry, maybe I just misunderstood. But about the 30-day free trial, I don't know. I feel like my free groups, they don't go too crazy. They don't get.
Well, it's a free group. I mean, it's a free group, and the attrition or success rate that you're going to have is not going to be fantastic because A, it's free. B, some people are just in it, but it only takes one or two out of the let's say you have 15 people in there to really get it. So if those 2 transpire into coaches and or a challenge pack or something like that, it's worth it to me, because it depends on your effort level too. Because if I kind of understand how you're doing, that's a lot of work. Ours is much simpler. Ours is it's an email form, which is basically saying, hey, if you're looking for tips on nutrition and you want a 3-day glimpse into the Beachbody On Demand workouts, click here. They click there, they automatically sign up for Beachbody On Demand, so they're automatically a customer underneath us as a coach or myself. And then, they'll be added to the Facebook group, so they'll get to see all the interaction, because we did it with 5-6 other coaches. So the interaction and the posting and things like that, people kind of get excited about that. If you try to do it by yourself, it can be, overwhelming, because on top of everything else you have to do, then you have to monitor that group. So does that make more sense? If you guys got a group of coaches together and kind of championed it, and then kind of just blasted out some emails with a link to the Beachbody On Demand. Some people are going to get freaked out because you have to put your credit card information in there. That's going to happen, because I, as a customer, sometimes will do the same thing. You get a free something, but then I'm like, why do I put my credit card information? But I specifically put in there in bold letters that, at the end of 30 days, you will get charged $2.99 a week for the service, and if it's not for you, you can cancel at any time. So I let them understand that, so they don't get to that point and then they're like, whoa, Brittany's trying to sell me something here. So I let people understand. But if you do it as a group, it might work. It might be something to try.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing another or adding those 30-day free trial people to, because my challenge group is pretty active. It does have multiple coaches in there, and it does have a big group. It's just, I don't really like adding people to my challenge group who aren't paid customers.
No, yeah, that's kind of a rule that I have. Yeah, you don't get in the challenge group unless you're a customer, period. So.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Does anyone else have any questions for Larry? Anyone? Let me make sure no one chatted.
Has anyone done the 3-day refresh in here?
Yeah, I have like 10 times. We have 3 in stock at my house right now that are. I did one like last week, and we have 3 that are in the cabinet. But yeah, I've done it. It gets better. Day 1 kind of sucks.
Yeah, I'm starting to really. I can kind of feel a crash coming. And I did hammer chisel endurance today too, so I know that's probably not right.
Probably doesn't help. You're not really supposed to work out. I work out on it, and I drink Energize on it too. You're not supposed to.
Oh, you're not supposed to do the Energize either?
No caffeine. But I did it. I do it. I do Energize, but I don't know. I just think it's meant to just get all that stuff out of your system, but.
Well, I think, for me, because my question is for Catherine and myself, we're still eating the same amount of quantities of vegetables and stuff. So I'm like, is that the best way to do it? I guess, because the idea is just to flush out your system, right? It's not about quantity. It's just about starting the whole system reset button again. Yeah. So
I would just try and follow. If you're going to work out, then you might need to add in calories too. You might need to add in more vegetables. It's meant you're not supposed to do any type of hard workout. It's supposed to be like yoga. But again, last week when I did mine, or the week before, I did 22-minute hardcore, and I didn't add in any vegetables, but I was hungry at the end of the night. I was really hungry, so I just drank tea before I went to bed.
I know I'm going to do that too. Non-caffeinated tea tonight, but
yeah.
Oh well, I wanted to try, because that was another thing too. That's another product I've never done before. I wanted to have the opportunity to talk about it too. So if I experience it myself,
I do one every few months.
Right on.
So, Heidi, did you have a question? I see someone. It popped up she raised her hand. I don't know what that means. I've never seen that before.
I have a quick question.
What's up?
So, you sound way busier than I am at your real job. But I'm busy too, at my 9 to 5. And so, do you set office hours? I mean, I'm all about working through the night. Like, I am one of those people that functions on 3 to 4 hours of sleep. But but I know it's not good for you. But as far as like, like my fiance and stuff, like he, of course, wants his time too. So like, do you set office hours? Do you?
That's a good question. I wish you guys could see, you can probably see some of my desk here, but, owning a general contracting business is pretty demanding. But no, there's no set hours. But the struggle that we have is with my wife and I is because there'll be times where I just get wrapped up in something where, especially beach bodies at night most of the time. And, sometimes she'll, like right now, she's not, well, she knows I'm on a call with Jesse, so it's not a big deal. But sometimes she'll text me or call me when I'm up here working, like, "Hey, are you coming to bed soon?" And of course, I'm like, "Yeah, of course, I'll be there in like 5-10 minutes." And then like an hour later, I finally go downstairs and she's sleeping. But we don't have any kids. I don't know if you have children.
No, I don't.
No, you don't. So it makes it a little bit more dynamic that you really don't have to set that time. But I know people with children probably have a designated time. I mean, you got to do it when everyone's at bed, but then you have to have your alone time with your spouse, what have you. But no, we don't really operate on any designated time because that's like a parameter that I feel like it would put another pressure on myself. But it depends on each person's relationship. So as long as he understands that, it's something that you're building for the future, it's just one of those type of situations to where it can be tough on a relationship. But, all our partners have to understand is that it's working for us. I'm not doing it to be a part and to enjoy the things in life, but it's like delayed gratification.
Right, exactly.
Catherine doesn't like the fact that I'm up here working, but I'm sure she enjoyed our 2-week trip to Hawaii. That was pretty fun.
Right. I mean, he's stoked about Punta Cana, I mean.
Right.
Maybe I need to just schedule a couple more date nights, I guess, throughout the week. So,
yeah.
Actually, I can give you a little bit of advice too, because especially like me and Tyler don't live together yet, so it's even harder for me because I'm having to go to his house 3 days here. But what I sat him down and told him like when I wanted to go full time before I went full time, like I told him like, look, if I'm gonna go full time, in order for me to be able to make money and able to provide, he provides for us too, but you know what I mean, whatever. I'm gonna have to not sit and watch Netflix for an hour with you every single night. Maybe limit that to a few times a week, and then those other nights, Monday nights are team calls. So, from this time to this time, if you have to set hours, then do that. That's what I kind of have to do with him. Look, I'm going to be every Monday night. He knows I have a team call. He knows it. So he knows that if he wants to go do something, I'm not going to do anything until after 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock.
Right.
And then I make time on other nights where, yes, I could be working, but I tell myself, I'm doing this for that freedom to be able to go spend more time with him. So, yes, I do want to, tomorrow night, I'm probably not going to work, and I will go and hang out with him. But, if we're not doing much and we're just, sitting there, then I might be working. It just depends, But if you sit down and talk with him, like I said, he wasn't very happy about it either until he got to go on a free cruise, and then he wasn't complaining about that at all. Then he's like, don't you have to answer that message over there? Your phone's going off, you should go answer that. What if it's someone else to buy a challenge pack? I'm like, chill out, dude. Keep going. I got it. So
that's back to the whole point of the topic of conversation is treating your business like a business. Because, if I get a phone call about a house that there's a flood in or something, or there's a problem in a house, if it's on a Saturday, I don't have a choice. I am the owner. With Beachbody, it is your business. That's your baby. You are the owner. The only rule that we really have that's really strong is that we've kind of started implementing is no phone at dinner, because we'll be eating dinner and then I'm like, wait, this guy wants to know about the program. So that's the one parameter I think that we're getting better on as well. but yeah, it's a challenge. It's a challenge for sure. So as long as you have some type of support from your spouse, you're gonna do well.
Yeah, and he's great. I just need to, I think, have that sit down talk that's like, look, I'm super serious about this. Like, this is for our 10 years, 10 years, where are we going to be at, so.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Cool.
Anyone else have any questions before we hop off? I know.
And is he bigger than me? He's not. He's not. I'll call him.
I'm sure that's just what he needs, Larry.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let everyone go. Thank you so much, Larry. Seriously,
Thanks a lot.
Notes on notes on notes. So
I appreciate it. Thank you guys.
I appreciate it. Taking the time out. Tell your wife I said hello, and thank you for letting me borrow you for the night.
No problem. See all you guys at Summit.
Yeah, if y'all have any questions or anything, if y'all think of something, just let me know and I'll ask Larry so y'all don't blow up his inbox.
Not a problem.
All right,
See you guys.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.